This thing, this is like a rabbit hole that honestly have no ending. It just keeps going. This is my first time watching this video as well. I mean, as far as everything that got put out thus far about, Puff Daddy, Diddy, I mean, I'm just like, is this just another video? Because every time you turn around, man, it's like, yo, you always hear like something new pop up, something else pop up, something hidden comes back into play, and it's like, damn, you're like, you know what I mean? Like over what like a decade or two, about almost 2 decades, the dude been like in the music industry, and it's like, damn, did you start all of this stuff since day zero? Did he? Did you? The first day you got into the music business, did you do all this? The partying, the this and that? And I'm going to try to keep it PG-13 a little bit, but man. So without further ado, man, this is my first time watching this video. Like every time I do stuff like this, I don't pre-watch it then come to conclusions. I watch it with y'all. All right, let's just make that an understanding. So let's just get into this and see honestly what's what, man. Because hey, this stuff is crazy, man. 13 in clubs. I heard about that. I mean, I'm sorry, y'all, to all the Beaver fans out there. It's obviously not a funny situation. It's a very serious situation. But like, I heard about that Justin Bieber stuff, man. Obviously these are allegations. Diddy is still going through his. He haven't even hit trial, but they're going through a fact finding and stuff like that, preparing for a trial. But the whole 13, and I've seen other clips from other videos where Diddy openly admitted to waking up and having old boy in his bed, young boy in Usher in his bed, and they fighting over cereal and stuff like that. And Usher did other interviews where he recalled a lot of the stuff, and he's like, "Yo, would you do that again if you had a chance?" And he's like, "Nah, like would you put your kids through Diddy's flavor camp?" And Usher quickly, without even thinking, was like, "No, no, my kids will not do that." So it's some underlying things, man. They read flavor camp. Yeah, I wish Usher would just really, a lot of these people they like to gatekeep information, and they throw out these little subtle hints, but they're not 100% clear on it. How come Usher cannot be descriptive when he's talking about a lot of these things? Oh, I seen some things, dog. What things? What things have you seen? What have you been put through? Like I don't want to be like a chair psychology session, but dog, these are the moments where you could just get a lot of shit off your chest. Like if it was me in that seat and headphones on my ears, I'd have been like, "Yo, man, when I was this age, I was at Diddy Flavor Camp in New York. Uh, yo, I've been doing this and this and this with these females. He had these type of females come through. We was all doing these things together. We was drinking, we was doing this and this and this. Just go off the gauntlet and just start naming things. Drop names, drop, you know, fuck all these, F all these clues, man. Indulge in what? Drugs? Is he trying to protect his image? You was young, underage, with Diddy and his wild lifestyle. Was you doing drugs? Was you drinking? Was you smoking weed? Was you doing little hints of cocaine because you needed that adrenaline rush because he had you up, 2, 3 o'clock, almost 28 hours, every day? Like, what was it like, man? Drop the stuff. Stop being like a CIA agent. No, I can't get into that, but we did some wild stuff. Nobody would care about that CIA stuff, man. Very curious thing. Multiple people hanging around. They were all partying. They were all experimenting. Sounds like he was in a Diddy party when he was 13. Okay. So you was 13 years old, got uprooted from Atlanta or wherever, moved to New York with Diddy. It sounded like he was in a Diddy party. Okay. Mary J. Heard Mary J. Blige got ran up there. Look at that. Yeah. So that per diem is more like Diddy is like, yo, whatever you want, I get for you. You know what I mean? I don't think Diddy gave him like everything he wanted, but I think it was more like, yo, if you want this and this and this, I get it for you. Mm. And the crazy joint is Puffy in his position, he probably got with all the, I guess, like the black or hip hop or what I mean, like the urban record labels, and was like, yo, because Puffy, he had the power to go to the people, to the top direct. So Puffy was like, yo, I created a artist development program. It's called Diddy's Flavor Camp in New York. If you have any artists that show potential and but they're not quite there yet, send them to me. I train them up and I send them back to you. That was probably like a backdoor deal. And a lot of that stuff happens, in a lot of industries, even more so, obviously, in the entertainment industry. It's nothing new. You know what I mean? Hey, we got Bad Boys, this and that, all this, we got the Hit Factory, got Bad Boys record, all this stuff, but also have an artist development program. You know what I mean? So outside looking in, you be like, okay, bet. Then you become an additional resource. So LA Reid was like, yo, I got wind of this young kid fresh out of Atlanta or whatever, and he could sing and he could dance, but hey, he need to work on his stage presence. He need to work on, you know, moving around the stage, making use of the stage, and he needs to, and also just show him a little bit about the industry. All right, and you could get an idea like, all right, Diddy like to party, he like to have fun, but I don't think Diddy is gonna have this young kid mixing in with adults and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think L.A. Reid knew. I don't know. I mean, if L.A. Reid did know and he did send them, then the industry is the industry. But at what cost? I mean, Usher, he couldn't leave because he was in too deep. You're talking about somebody that actually real that have their dreams that they've been from ever since younger than 13 or 14. The dreams is here. The opportunity is here. You're not going to get a second opportunity, especially in the entertainment industry. It's a hit or miss. It hit with him. He was young. He was like, yo, this is everything I wanted to do. And he probably went through all of these different stages in the flavor camp saying, this is me earning my stripes. I have to go through these things and experience these things because this is the industry that I'm committing myself to. It wasn't one of those things just like, oh, I don't like this. This is too wild for me. Let me skate out. Nah, dude had a contract. Dude probably had a million, 2 million up on that contract. Dude, you know, when you're in a position where your dreams is now actually materialized, it hits different. You can't sideline quarterback something like this and be like, oh, I would, if this happened to me, I would have done this. If you had your dream handed to you, what would you do then? So that's how you got to think about it when you're watching this type of video. And that's how I think about it when I'm watching this video. I'm bipartisan. I don't place judgment, none of that stuff. I'm trying to get into his head at his age, coming from nothing, dancing in malls, singing and dancing in malls and, these little spaces to, yo, Diddy, you know what I mean? Not knowing obviously like the extent of what we know Diddy to be now, but like Diddy was like the man, um, especially all the way back then. So, all right, without further ado, y'all. Gee. Oh, yo, that is wild. Yo, that's right. Dean in another I think it was like a TikTok clip or one of these clips that he has circulating. He did say he had to rush Usher to the hospital because he was bleeding from the butt. He was bleeding back there. And that was one of the interactions with allegedly, 'cause I obviously wasn't in that room, but allegedly like with Diddy. So um that's interesting. I mean, to have like in Gene's situation, to have a firsthand account to seeing this stuff and to be in his situation where he's actually with Usher, with these celebrities, and firsthand seeing all of these things from Diddy and could be able to speak on it. I mean, that's crazy talk. Really? Part of I would. That's steep accusations. Brought Justin Bieber to Diddy, being a part of Diddy's trafficking. I mean, those are very, very serious crimes. You cannot be so free at the lip and saying stuff like that. Um, Jeez, man, I wish she would use more looser terminology instead of saying, "Oh yeah, Usher was so impacted. He went ahead and became a part of the Diddy system, and he brought Justin Bieber, and now Justin Bieber blew up just like him." I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, you good to go. That's wild. Well, so what happened was like, if this were my child, I would interject and be like, "Yeah, he's not going buck full crazy. That shit ain't happening." And everywhere he go, I'm going. So like it's crazy to me because we're so quick to point the finger at a person and say it's their fault, but we have to hold the entire party accountable. Um, in this situation, Justin Bieber looked like he was like I think they said he was like 15, right? Let's just say 15. He's 15 years old. Usher was with Diddy when he was also incredibly young, a minor. Now, the thing that I personally like have a question on is where were their parents? Where were both of these people, these kids, children at the time? Where were their parents? We're so like, oh, it's Diddy fault, it's LA Reid's fault, it's this person's fault, it's the industry fault. The parents is supposed to be there. Why are you giving somebody that you never talked to, that you never known, that you never build a rapport with legal guardianship and custody of your child. It makes zero freaking sense to me. You're so quick to give away your child to a industry that is known to be ripping people apart, heavy drug use and partying, escapades, like everything across anything you could think of is done in the music industry, and you're giving somebody that you don't know, never talk to, never have a rapport with, full custody, and you're in Canada, I believe at the time. You're in Canada and you're sending your 15-year-old child into New York and California. You don't know where they're at. So let's start at home base. It's not just Diddy's fault. Yes, he played a part in molding and doing all this stuff with these minors. It's the parents' fault. Lack of parenting, and you can still see that kind of stuff today with how a lot of these parents do not parent their children. But that's a whole different conversation. So when an interviewer asked Justin Bieber that question, did y'all actually notice the hand ticks? Because you got to understand the importance of body language. And he asked Justin Bieber a question that actually made him at that period in time relive a certain situation, and enduring that process of thought, that's like an uneasiness. I'm not a body language expert or coach or anything. I just know enough about body languages from military training and stuff like that. But like those little subtle cues, huh? So yeah, Justin Bieber, there's something serious. I think a lot more serious things happened to him than Usher. I think whatever Diddy may have done, I think it was a level of progression, like as the years gone by, and as he were allowed to do a lot of these things that he was doing to people, and it was going unchecked. I think it just got, I think that God like complex in Diddy really evolved over the years until that thought process was absolute. Um, and this is a perfect example of checks and balances not being checked at all, and things just fall in line. That that stuff is crazy, man. I really feel sorry for Justin Bieber. Hmm. Yo, so again, unbiased opinion. But let's just say the facts are still facts. The media is the masters of character killer. Like they mastered the art form of no matter how high your name, your brand, your celebrity is in the social structure. They know how to do things, to spin things, to repeatedly show things, research things on you going as far as back as before you even got in the industry, and it's all directed at killing your character. Because as soon as you are at the point like where Diddy is, where he's honestly in jail fighting for his life, they know how to make sure they know that they you know go and attack like the public outlook on you, which carries heavy and most time is the deciding factor of are you guilty or are you not is by public opinion, and that matters a great deal. So I mean, i I personally think whether Diddy did all of the things that he's going up against or not, I strongly believe when he actually caused that liquor conglomerate billions of dollars, won the lawsuit, and then slant like all. I'm not gonna say slander because he won, but like um, he took billions of dollars from a lot of from that conglomerate liquor company and a lot of powerful people, not just BlackRock, but there's other conglomerate and or billionaires or what have you that threw their money in on this same company. He pissed off a lot of people, and I think that when you look at the lineup of things, right? He took a private jet somewhere out in Europe or something like that. He took it out overseas somewhere to a different country in the heat of all of the when it started to first unravel. And I think that he went out to this other country where the powers, the real powers to be, the people that he has to answer to, um, that's pulling his strings. I think he went out there to try to cut a deal, and I think they were like, you know what, um, you made me lose billions of dollars. You went too far, and now Diddy, you're gonna have to feel this. You're gonna have to go through this. We are not going to help you. Kind of like a round table of sorts. And and then that's when he came back, and then I believe he done the little bullshit video of apologizing, and then that turn yourself in thing was a actual legal strategy. Shows that he is not on the run, and he is not somebody that you need to be concerned with, because look, he turned himself in when he had a chance to flee. um that was a legal strategy, of course, we all should know that. And even looking at how he, towards the end, prior to his initial and official arrest, he went to New York, right? Because he had to turn himself in to some facility, court, whatever, in New York. But before then, I think it was like 2 or 3 days he was there prior to turning himself in, pretty much saying his goodbyes to his family, his loved ones, the people that work at Sean Combe Enterprises and stuff like that. So he did his roundabouts, right? And then he went to the last day prior to being in the hotel and all that, because we all know that shit was staged. Um, uh, he went out to Central Park, and I think that was more like, and you seen him just sitting on a lawn in Central Park as the sunrise and the open air and the openness, and people just. So I think he was just coming to that full conclusion, like, this is going to be the last thing that I'm going to see in a very long time, potentially. So let me soak it all in. Let me soak up the essence of New York. Let me soak it all in. All of the energy, the people that's walking by. I'm in Central Park. I'm in something that's an open space, clean, and behind Central Park, tree and wood line. I can see skyrise buildings and all that stuff, right? Um, so you've seen a lot of, like, how they say, the 5 stages of grief. The anger, the this and that, and you eventually transition into acceptance. I think him being in Central Park was the acceptance that, okay, it's over for me. Even if I get out of jail, my character, my name, my ability to do business as Diddy is over. I'm not going to get no, like, as far as the entertainment industry, over. You know what I mean? So I think that he definitely went through the 5 stages of grief, and it really showed. All right, but anyway, let's go back to this. And look, because I already know it's towards the end of the video. Look, let's get one thing for sure, one thing straight. Usher, Justin, they could sit there across from these journalists and say, yo, I don't got nothing to say. I guarantee you, once Diddy hit trial, they're going to get subpoenaed, and they're going to get their shit put in court, and they're going to have to tell their story. All of that hidden idiosyncrasy stuff. Oh, I'm not going to say nothing. This shit going to die with me. Nah, Jack, you going to stand up on, you want to get up on that stand? and you're going to put your hand on the Bible, swear to a couple of la la la, and you are going to sing like Mariah Carey because you legally have to. Simple as that. You're going to have to tell your story. Whatever happened throughout your time with Diddy, it all has to come out. And it's just going to be like that for everybody else. Mary J. Blige, they were saying that she was been, when in her younger years, she was thrown around a lot amongst Diddy and people from a Bad Boy. She was thrown around a lot when she was young. There's a lot of accusations that's coming out as time progresses, and this one is definitely one of those things that you will want to keep a close record of and watch, because the nothing pat like even before this, nothing has ever been this in your face. We all know, even if you're not in the music industry, we all know the music industry was laced with a lot of stuff like this, a lot of craziness, a lot of backdoor stuff, right? Just like in Hollywood, when Hollywood was in its infancy stage coming up, a lot of the female actors, they had to do what they had to do to get the role. Even some of the guys too, because there were a lot of gay and lesbians and stuff like that also in the power seat. You had to do what you had to do to get that role. Same thing in the music industry. A lot of theft of copyrighted masters was the common thing. You want to get this contract? What are you willing to do to get this contract? So to actually live through a time period where all of the backdoor stuff that was normalized in the entertainment industry as a whole has to come out, it's one to watch for court for sure. So, hey, I want to thank y'all for rocking out with me, Chef Prime. All right, y'all. I'm gonna keep giving you those bangers, y'all. All right, see you on the next one.